Congratulations. You found the Twin Cities Hit Show.
Very well. Where do I begin?
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention?
You're lucky to be here.
Thank you, sir.
Reach for this one.
And now, a real hit show.
Hey, I've been working this case for 33 years.
Sit down!
Hey! Live from the Twin Cities.
He's looking right at you. It's impossible. You can't see that.
It's the Twin Cities Hit Show.
Why are they always trying to kill you? I want to help you. I do, I think. But I got to understand. I know what's going on there has to be really, really complicated.
We're here to stop the end of the world.
I can work with that.
Let's get this hit show started.
We never really let this song play. Let's let this song play as long as we can.
Okay.
Oh, who bumped into the turntable?
Yeah.
I heard a skip on the record there.
Yeah, that's John Bonham meets Ringo Starr.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, that's a music trivia factoid for you.
So, Miss Shannon, I'm like, oh, she's not in the studio, but I saw her last night.
Yeah, it's random. I thought she died in a plane crash. But she's not here. But I also...
She was at the big screening last night for Terminator Genesis.
Yes.
At the IMAX, and filled to the brim, capacity crowd, and she was there with her geek show.
Promoting the Alive and Social Network.
Well, no, she didn't mention shit about us, but...
Yeah, the Alive and Social...
No.
Promoting a show on the Alive and Social Network.
Hey, no, she's got her geek show, and the Terminator stuff is right up the Geek Alley.
Indeed.
Handing out T-shirts and stuff.
Yeah, I didn't get a T-shirt either. Although someone left one right here. Do you want one? Same T-shirt.
I saw that. I'm going to steal that thing.
It's a large. I don't know if it'll fit me right now. I'll have to lose some weight.
It's only a large? Oh, yeah. No thanks.
Sounds like this when you unwrap it.
I got you in, though. You were stuck in that line.
I was about not to make it. Yeah.
So, who's your Miss Shannon?
Props to Rusty. Props to Mr. Rusty.
I got you in. I got connections.
Yeah, you were the look of determination and borderline panic. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Well, I saw them pouring in the main door, and I have back door access. Hello, gay pride.
It looked like World War Z. People clambering over each other up to the top of the wall, getting into that
bunch of insects climbing in.
Bunch of people spilling popcorn.
That movie is going to open tomorrow.
How can that be? We saw it yesterday. That makes no sense. See, it's a time warp thing there too.
4th of July, it used to be really huge for Hollywood. It's still kind of one of the big weekends. Thanksgiving's a big weekend. Christmas is a big weekend for movies. 4th of July is typically when the big old popcorn summer movies come out. Independence Day, Will Smith for a while, he owned 4th of July releases, and I think it's fair to say that this Terminator will deliver. Fans will not be disappointed, and it'll do big. But it opens tomorrow, Wednesday.
I think it's timed with the Hanukkah. That's just good marketing, really. Hanukkah
in July?
I don't know when it is. I'm a bad Jew. I'm sure it's sometime soon.
You're a bad Jew. How would you describe... you've been to the IMAX, right, to see those movies?
No, I haven't been to that IMAX. Never.
Really?
Yeah, never.
That's the biggest screen in the region.
Yeah, I
think you have to travel... I think it's even bigger than the one in Chicago. You have to travel many, many, many miles to find a bigger IMAX screen.
That was cool. I tell you what, they need more exit aisles.
Yeah. How was it? Because you guys got an aisle seat.
Yeah.
So was your neck craned to see it? Did it still work, the 3D and all that?
Yeah, I was turned a little bit to the right. I can't turn my head to the left today. But, yeah, we chose the aisle because I thought, oh, good. I don't need to be near other people.
Well, I typically choose that aisle. And the thing with the IMAX, folks, if you've not been, and if you've been, you probably know this, the best seat in the house is contrary to what you would think. It's very high up and in the middle.
Yep.
Normally you want to be closer to the screen, not front row, obviously. But for the IMAX, you're almost toward the back, the prime seating, and it's right in the middle.
Yeah. That I think we lost a little bit from the experience. And 3D gets a little kind of tweaked a little bit.
Yeah, well, from the angle.
Yeah. But there were some parts. Holly next to me was jumping from some parts. I mean,
Yeah, so did Jennifer.
yeah, it's great.
was
It's
like-
a movie, ladies. I don't know if you know
Yeah.
this. That's not gonna. That's whoa. That did hit you. Sorry. But,
The 3D
yeah,
effect.
yeah.
Here's let's have Arnold describe the movie, shall we? Here's how he describes the movie for our vast Twin Cities hit show audience.
Quick disclaimer for listeners: Arnold is Austrian, so you're going to hear an accent.
I thought he was. Oh, okay. Is that what that is?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Could have swore he was a cowboy.
You will see great action, mind-blowing, special effects and fight scenes and car chase scenes, and you will see blow-ups and
I'm hearing it now. He does have an accent.
Yeah, he's got a little bit. It comes through. Yeah, yeah.
and all of this, and you will see, I think, really great performances also, extraordinary directing, and good writing, thoughtful writing, and so it will be overall.
Wait, what was that word?
Can I buy a consonant?
Google that.
Great way of getting entertainment. To me, these things are all about how do you let people sit in the theater and kick back and just be entertained and just be surprised and just really hold on to the seats and go through a roller coaster ride, just action-wise, but also an emotional roller coaster ride.
You agree?
Yeah, I do. I thought it was a great movie. What was cool? They throw in some awesome snarky humor at the end. It was a good mix. I love the flashbacks to the original movie. Callbacks.
Yeah. Oh, it definitely tied into the James Cameron original, and that the first two are considered the best in that franchise. And that first Terminator especially got Hollywood's attention. James Cameron, who of course went on to Titanic and Avatar, really set the bar strong for the Terminator series. And yeah, the digital recreation of young Arnold, I thought was just fun to see.
Yeah.
And no spoiler alert, right at the beginning, I think this director said, all right, we're bringing Arnold back digitally to look like the Terminator from 1984. I know there's going to be a lot of skeptics. Right out of the bang, they go to a close-up of young Arnold, so you can see the sweat, and the camera's looking at him, and it's like, okay, you can tell it's not actually young Arnold, but it's pretty damn close.
Oh God, yeah, yeah. I thought that the whole movie was great. I'm not obsessed with the Terminator franchise, but that one brought it home. That was a great movie.
And, of course, I'll have more of my review of the Rusty Gateby review in on WCCO Channel 4 on Friday. Did you see Arnold when he was on The Tonight Show?
No.
And they were doing a thing called Brainiac, where they've hooked, it was some silly-looking sci-fi jokety-joke prop that attached Jimmy Fallon to Arnold's brain, and Arnold would say a word, and then Jimmy would have a response as it got filtered through Jimmy's brain. Here,
It's complicated.
How does Rachel Dolezal describe her ethnicity on Facebook?
Streaming 24/7.
Describe Larry King before he takes Flomax.
pee-pee joke.
I'll be back.
What does Chris Christie say after leaving a buffet table?
That joke. Carly Fiorina.
California.
I didn't know what you were trying to say.
How does Arnold Schwarzenegger say California?
Yeah, there you go. Hey-o.
That's tough. Got to give Jimmy Fallon crops. We'll give him crops too. Any corn, help yourself, Jimmy. Props. That's hard to do. Take a word and do what he did with it.
And do a comedy bit. Quickly, I guess, because that's become the bit here on the Twin Cities Hit Show. A little rundown of things that happened yesterday and overnight. They're still having a thing about that Confederate flag down at the state grounds in South Carolina, and there was a little skerfuffle, a little pro-rebel flag and the protesters of rebel flag. They got into it a little bit. Here's a moment from CBS on that situation.
The blood in my teeth, the blood on my hands is no comparison to the southern blood that runs through my veins.
Mm-hmm. Joe Lindler was hit during the brawl. To him, racism has no part in the flag.
Joe Limbo. Joe.
Great.
Okay.
Great.
But I'm going to tell you one thing. Yes. I ain't sitting down. This will just make me walk taller.
We do have tension, we do have feelings, and we do have emotions.
Just because 9 people lost their lives in a church in Charleston, which I'm not downplaying at all, still a tragedy, has nothing to do with that flag standing up there.
Just a good old boys, never meaning no harm. It's all you never saw, been in trouble with the law since the day they was born.
I don't know if there's enough education to get these good old boys to understand the concept of what's happening.
Yeah, there's such a level of isolation down there. Well, okay, now I'm really generalizing myself, but I don't know how you could be naive to how that offends people.
You just got to say, would it be appropriate for the Nazi flag? And half of them, unfortunately, would say, hell yeah, that's a good idea.
Bring them back. Let's lynch us some Jews today.
In fact, the KK is planning a rally in front of I believe, the Capitol. Maybe it's the church. I think it's the Capitol where the flag is. Supposedly it's going to be coming down in a week or two. They've got enough votes to bring it down.
The KKK is going to hold a rally.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably not going to go well.
No, I don't think so. Yeah, you are absolutely the minority. And I reckon back to the Blues Brothers scene with the Nazi parade in Skokie as they're driving, and they drive off the bridge, and they turn to each other and say, I always loved you. The car plummets to the
and keeps plummeting and keeps plummeting.
Yes.
And keeps plummeting. Yeah, I don't think Joe Limbo is ever going to quite get it, but evidently he's walking taller today with his bloodied fist and teeth.
Oh, for God's sake.
You are a good old boy. Speaking of good old boys, Donald Trump is not going to apologize for his racist comments during his announcements, his presidential announcement, and NBC said, you're fired.
Yay.
They do not want him back for The Apprentice. Here's Donald.
They're bringing drugs. They're bringing crime. They're rapists. And some, I assume, are good people.
Now, are they talking about our show? No, he's talking about Mexicans. I get it. He's talking about Mexicans.
Latino groups called Trump's views disgusting and pressured NBC to cut ties with him.
Miss USA 2014 is Nevada!
On Monday, NBC said it would no longer air Trump's Miss USA and Miss Universe pageants.
Am I going crazy here?
And that he will not be a part of his long-running show, The Apprentice. In a statement, an unrepentant Trump shot back. NBC is weak, and like everybody else, trying to be politically correct. And that is why our country is in serious trouble. Campaigning in Chicago, he didn't back down.
There's no apology because what I said is right. I mean, what I said is 100% right.
Oh,
Peter Lattman, who covers business and media for the New York Times, says outrageous statements are a signature of Trump's brand.
Normally, they're just written off as Donald Trump bloviating about one thing or another. But now, since he's declared his candidacy for president, his comments are obviously held to a much higher standard and are going to be subject to much more scrutiny.
But Lattman predicts that Trump will keep on going.
And I think if nothing else, Donald Trump enjoys being in the spotlight, and that's right where he is.
You're so vain. You probably think this song is about you.
I, for one, hope that he does continue because, who was it? It was Judd Apatow. He was on Bill Maher's show. He said, yeah, it's like the freaky bachelor on The Bachelorette. You want that guy to stay in, even though he's an idiot.
Yeah.
It's part of the fun. If Donald Trump leaves the presidential race, it'll take away the fun.
I think,
although there are 15 idiots, so there's a lot of fun to go around. But Donald's leading the back with the crazy.
What a complete asshole. I honestly think he's in this just for the he can't believe in his mind, really believe he's going to be president. And when you say things like, hey, that's just those are just facts. They're coming in, raping our women, committing crime. Those are just facts. No, facts are backed by research and numbers and stats, and there are no facts. No.
Well, there's a smattering of criminal facts, but not, his racist comments are just They're hilarious.
There's a formula for writing a comedy joke. The old, you don't give one, you give two, and then you do the sideways thing. He basically wrote that into his statement. Well, they're raping our women, they're doing burglaries, and some of them are pretty good people.
He thinks. He wasn't sure. He wasn't going to commit on that one.
What an asshole.
Oh, look at that. CNN, warning of possible 4th of July attack. Great. We got that to look forward to. In fact, here's some of that report. Hold on.
This morning, federal agencies are warning of possible terrorist attacks on the upcoming holiday weekend. The FBI and Department of Homeland Security are urging local law enforcement to step up security and be vigilant during 4th of July celebrations.
Now, does that count, bottle rocket wars? Because my buddies and I like doing that. That's not terrorism.
Allah Akbar, give me lighter.
Oh, boy. We got that, and then, of course, the economy is going to collapse this week as well.
Yeah. Stock markets could face new turmoil this morning because of the unfolding Greek debt crisis. U.S. markets will open after their worst day of the year, Monday. The Dow, S&P, and NASDAQ were all down about 2%.
Greasy.
So enjoy your 4th of July weekend, everybody.
Enjoy your independence. We're all going to hell.
You know what we need? We need someone to make us laugh.
Yeah. If I could think of like a comedian... there's this guy. Oh, God, what's his name? Patrick something. Patrick Sussmilch. So funny. So funny. Yeah. Patrick Ryan Bauer in the studio, everybody.
Yellow.
The reason it's perfect timing is because I'm going to play just a moment of Patrick Bauer's comedy and having to deal with suicide. Hold on.
Can you guys believe that nobody at the suicide hotline I called today knew how to tie a slip knot?
You opened with that joke the other night.
What are they there for?
I did.
I think that'd be amazing.
Such an old clip. I just watched it, and that's why I kind of thought I'd bring that joke back out. Because I had started to talk to this gal online, and I was like, well, shoot, if she decides to look me up, I wonder what she's going to see. And I found that clip, and I got to get it taken down because I hate it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There's...
Well, I'm glad we were able to play it this morning.
No, I think it starts out all right, especially for being an older clip. But there's a couple of things in there where I rely on irony when there's no reason to believe that that's the case.
Oh,
you know
like
what I mean?
That you're happy.
Explain yourself.
Jokes that I would tell with the understanding that you know who I am as a person,
Mm-hmm.
and then that's part of where the humor is meant to come from, and instead it comes across as slut shaming. I think is specifically what I was mortified by. I'm having an easier time now than I ever have, kind of looking at what I do and seeing it through other people's eyes, and I am shocked.
I am shocked.
You're shocked at your own comedy.
I am. I was like, oh my
Shame
God.
on you.
Well,
how can you make a slut joke and not come off as slut shaming? I mean, Amy Schumer's got a movie that's coming out, Trainwreck, and it has to do with a gal who sleeps around a lot.
See, well, I think anything is possible, really. I think the way I was going about it, no, it just comes across as me being a douchebag.
What a douche.
It just means I have to work harder. And it's sad because, when it comes down to what I really think, I wrote about it a while ago, is that sluts don't exist. That's just a thing that people come up with in order to make other people feel bad for having a good time.
Right. Wow. Yeah, there you go.
Well put.
Yeah.
Well put.
Well, no, this guy's...
I'm a slut. That's the
He's
problem. I'm a complete
Chuck's a bit of a
slut.
whore.
Got some weird volumes. Just a little bit.
We're going to fix here. I was editing my video from the other night, and I did a guest set right before you, and so my set keeps going, and you opened with that, and I thought it was a great joke.
Oh, thank you. I like the joke. That's why I brought it back. We'll see if it has a permanent place in the main act.
Well, you guys are professional comedians. Let me play a little more from this comedian. His name is Pat Roberts. Listen to him a little bit.
Pizzas, I think, you might as well keep your mouth shut. I'm not sure I would serve pizzas for a gay wedding. Well, most gays, if they're having a wedding, don't want pizzas. They want cake. It's the cake makers that are having the problem. But let me tell you, it doesn't matter what custom you've got. It doesn't matter what holy thing that you worship and adore. The gays are going to get it. They're going to make you conform to them. You're going to say you like anal sex, you like oral sex, you like bestiality, you like anything you can think of that to whatever it is, and sooner or later you're going to have to conform your religious beliefs to the group of some aberrant thing. It won't stop at homosexuality.
Well played.
Nice.
Funny shit.
Yeah.
He's a good comedian. Good delivery.
He presents himself as a minister, by the way.
Oh, see, that's a great character. That's and the things he's saying are so outrageous. You kind of get the irony. You know, it's like there's no way a human being
works for him.
thinks
You're
these
saying
things.
it totally works for him.
Yeah, I didn't need context to understand that he's completely full of
And
it.
if you like his stuff, you're supposedly supposed to send him money.
He's got this does he have a Patreon? Is that what it is?
He's got a whole number you call, and you send him your retirement money. It's just a great shtick he's got.
Yeah, I did
Think
get into
about
the wrong
it.
business.
Yeah, you definitely got into the wrong.
Isn't that? It's just a great couple of weeks we're having here in the United States of America.
Yeah.
So much good and crazy stuff happening all at the same time.
Well, there's some good stuff, and I think some people are reacting poorly to it.
Okay, give us some good stuff. What's going on that's good? Come on.
You know what?
Lift us up.
I was very happy to see the SCOTUS decision on marriage. I thought that was a good thing. Made me happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're only like, what, a decade or two behind European countries, but way to go, America.
Or, you know, however old marriage is. I guess.
Yeah.
Hold my hand, Chuck.
Already am. Oh, that's not your hand. Jesus.
It's No Pads Tuesday. Come on.
See, now I'm just thinking about how I miss Paul Schaefer and Letterman. See, we needed that boost after we lost Letterman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's one thing. What else you got? Give us another positive.
By the way, are you excited for Stephen Colbert taking over that time slot?
It'll be interesting, that's for sure. I mean, Colbert is amazing, so I can't imagine it'll be garbage.
You know, what's funny, he released to the internet, I don't know if you saw, we had a snippet of it yesterday, his reaction to the gay marriage. And it was great, but he was just a subtle version of the same Colbert Report.
Yeah.
He wasn't playing it as an idiot, but his delivery, his tone was the same as that character. And he had, you know, what do I want to say, images, video that went along with it, and it was just on the internet. So if that's where the show is headed, it felt like a version of The Daily Show, actually.
Yeah. That's the closest I've seen to seeing him for real. So, I mean, his character could be him entirely. He's going to be a whole different direction, and he's not doing his character. It's the same guy.
Well, he's definitely, supposedly, from what I understand, he's not going to be the right-wing spoof of Limbaugh-type character.
Right.
And I thought it was an amazing thing he did with that show, to be this bombastic guy, but actually convey smart ideas.
Absolutely. I wasn't sure how I felt when I heard that The Daily Show was getting like a spin-off, basically.
Yeah.
But the first time I tuned in, just within 30 seconds, all my doubts were quelled. I was like, oh, okay, yes, this is amazing.
And that he could keep it up for, how many years was he on? He was on for 12 years or something, I think.
Was it really that long?
Yeah. I could be wrong. I'm usually wrong. I'm probably wrong. But anyway.
Probably.
I'm pretty sure I'm wrong.
No, don't say that. Wikipedia.
Oh, I hope I'm right.
05 to 14, 9 years, 1,400.
So
it's still a good chance.
I was close. I was in the I was in the area.
Yeah.
So, well, good and bad. NASA's having problems. I don't know how would you like to be up in the space station? And you've committed, the one astronaut is committed to like a year, I think. He's like going to set
Do they
a
have that
record.
space ice cream? Because I would love it.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
But, it's a small area. You're like in a little bigger than a double-wide trailer. You obviously can't go out for a walk very easily or very often. And so the idea is, hey, we're going to bring stuff up. We got more food and video games and movies. Yeah, we'll get you that Mission Impossible screener, whatever. And then this happens.
3, 2, 1. Ignition sequence start and liftoff of the SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket.
The unmanned rocket took off right on schedule Sunday, soaring through the sunny skies over Cape Canaveral. But roughly 2 minutes after liftoff, the SpaceX Falcon 9 exploded, disintegrating over the Atlantic Ocean.
Hey, there were my space ice cream.
To have had a launch vehicle failure.
On board, more than 4,000 pounds of cargo, including food, a new spacesuit, student experiments, and the first docking port designed for future crew capsules.
And pornographic
magazines.
magazines.
This is a blow to us. We lost a lot of important research equipment on this flight.
including the student experiments. Little Timmy's hamster wheel blew up.
I'd like to think that was also the ending to the most depressing remake of Homeward Bound. This little kitty misses her astronaut owner.
Blue.
Oh.
Food, though, would be a bit of a concern. See, I mean, you're up there in that space station going, really? Really? It's lean cuisine again now for another 3 months until the steaks get up here?
I love the calm voice.
Yeah.
It appears we have a failure of the launch vehicle. No, everything blew up. Holy shit! Everything blew up.
Think there would be a little more. Well, you had to deal with that too. When the police dispatch, you have to maintain. Did you ever blow up though on the radio? Holy shit!
Yeah, very, very rarely. It's and we had certain dispatchers that you could always tell when it was really they get on.
Oh my god!
4814.
There appears to be.
It's the big one. Yeah.
Well, I'm just thinking, imagine going to a car lot, buying a car, right? And you drive across the street, and then you see the next car come out of the lot, and it explodes. And then there's another guy waiting to buy a car. He's like, well, let's see here. Better get that True Coat.
True Coat. I should have gotten gap protection.
They had a fairly decent track record, but the last 3 launches have exploded since April.
Obama. Damn it.
Yeah.
Seriously. That's this whole country. Really. Obama.
Obama has actually had a good week. He approved. He approved his Obamacare. The Supreme Court said, no, that's legit. That keeps going. The gay marriage thing keeps going. He got this, what I think is a stupid tax trade thing with the Pacific Rim trade agreement, and I have nothing against rim.
PRTA.
I have nothing against rim jobs. However, this agreement sounds like it's going to be sending potentially a lot of jobs, outsourcing. I don't know why he did this. Obama, can we get him on the phone?
Yeah, let me see.
Call him up.
I want to know why he did this, because evidently it's allowing loopholes for corporations to protest taxes on environmental issues, like, well, I want to pollute the water, and I don't know. Are you Skyping the president?
Yeah, we're going to Skype the president.
Well, if corporations are people, then they should be able to protest.
Yes, I guess that's part of the thing. Yeah, and they shouldn't be people. Corporations got to be people before gay people could marry. That's
a depressing thought.
You know what? On that one, we should have a beer from 3rd Street Brewery.
Oh God, that'd be so refreshing. There's
Minnesota's own brewery, located down in Cold Spring.
Yeah.
We got to go down there and check out the brewery. Yeah. But we want to thank 3rd Street Brewery for being a part of the show. Yeah. And you can get a 3rd Street Brewery beer. Yeah. Well, they have names like Trout. What were the other names?
There's the cream ale. The Trout. The Trout's the one I always get. I can never remember the name.
I can't have just one, by the way. I'm going to have to have 2. You can get those down at the Chart House.
Oh, yeah. What a great place. On Thursdays, I bet. They're on special when we do our Chart House show.
We'll be down there this Thursday. Do we have a guest yet for our Thursday show? Is Hesley coming back?
Yeah, Hesley's coming back.
Is she bringing her boyfriend, Barry Zavan, the weatherman?
Oh, Jesus. No. They broke up, I think, that day.
Yeah.
I was uncomfortable.
Well, I could see why. Yeah. But let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll talk more. You're going to try and make us laugh a little bit, maybe?
I'll do my best.
Oh,
I'm
God.
not very good at
We're
it.
fucked, aren't we?
Best. Yeah.
Totally
Quite
screwed.
possible.
All right. Welcome back.
The Twin Cities Hit Show. We'll be right back.
Don't let your computer problems drive you mad. We are MacMen, Minnesota's premier tech consultants and problem solvers for Macs, mobile devices, troubleshooting, training, and much more. No more dragging your computer all over town because we come to you. We love making house calls to your home or small business. MacMen. Call 612-345-8005.
The term foodie can sometimes come across as a tickle pretentious. BT and Lydia are here to demystify the term and reclaim it for the sake of good food. Their weekly podcast brings in fellow foodies and culture creators from the Twin Cities to talk about all things food. Find this duo only on the Alive and Social Network.
It's been a Twin Cities food legend for almost 30 years. It's been the anchor for the Minneapolis warehouse district since it opened. And you may not know that the Loon Cafe can provide their outstanding creations and much, much more for your gathering, whether it's a private party or corporate event. For custom catering beyond the menu, contact the Loon Cafe. They'll create foods that will amaze your guests. Leave the cooking to someone else. Contact Brian at the Loon Cafe for your catering needs. Call 612-332-8342 or visit looncafe.com.
The Rusty Gatenby Review is the entertaining show about entertainment from movies, music, and more. Award-winning TV guy Rusty Gatenby and his review is the podcast with the biggest cast in entertainment, part of the Alive and Social Network. You can get that Minnesota connection to Hollywood and beyond any time of the day or night simply by clicking on the RustyGatenbyReview.com. That's the RustyGatenbyReview.com, part of the Alive and Social Network.
You're listening to the Twin Cities Hit Show. Say it fast 3 times. We just dare you.
So we talked about, Chuck and I went to a movie last night. We screened Terminator Genesis.
The difference is, like, Arnold. I had a connection. My guy got me in. Oh, it was Rusty, but Rusty got me in. Yeah.
No, Miss Shannon got you in.
Sort of.
I just made sure you got seats.
Yeah.
You were
Yeah.
stuck at the back of the line. I'm like, dude, I'm a rock star at these screenings. Follow me.
Follow me.
Was it a Terminator-rific?
It was good.
Oh,
Yeah.
look at you! Oh, yeah.
Wow.
You could be.
You could be in marketing. That was.
That
was good. That's my catchphrase.
If you go out and rent Transformers 3, my name is on the DVD as one of the quotes. I've done a few reviews, and they'll pull quotes. But what I said was, this is the best action movie ever. I said it. Well, let me take that back. What's on the thing is, best action movie ever. Rusty Gatenby, ABC, Minneapolis. Well, what I said was, if you're an 8-year-old boy, this is probably the best action movie ever.
Very, very clever.
And they ran with, we heard best action movie ever.
Oh,
we heard it.
Wow.
I ended up seeing that on accident. Well, we went to a drive-in, right, where they'll screen 3 movies. We wanted to see Super 8, but they played Transformers 3 first. Or maybe it was the second one. It was one of the Transformer movies. They looked awful, so I didn't want to see it. But I was stunned while I was watching it to see it was John Malkovich was in it.
Wow.
Yeah.
And Frances McDormand.
What?
And some other people. And I just was amazed. And I likened it to I was like, these great actors being in this shitty movie is like having to watch your dad go down on someone at gunpoint.
That would be a good. See, now there's a quote.
Yeah, that's good. That'd be the back of. Oh, the best movie ever. And watching this movie is like watching your dad.
And Alan Tudyk. There we go.
They flew me out to Moscow for the world premiere, and I actually stayed at the Ritz-Carlton right on the Kremlin, overlooking the Kremlin. And it was, since they send you to Moscow, you get to spend like 4 days. But I got to hang out with John Malkovich and Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, really?
At parties and having beers. And
did you ask him?
Malkovich was awesome in skirting. I would say, like, when you saw this, because when you make this type of movie, there's a lot of green screen and whatever. So when you saw the final product, what did you think? He's like, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. That could be taken.
Nice dodge, man.
It could be taken anyway. And I was like, nicely played.
God, I was just talking to him yesterday because I've been in an REM phase, and that movie being John Malkovich is one of my favorites, and most people hate it.
Most people hate it?
Yeah.
What people
Being
are
John
you being
Malkovich?
around it?
Well, I hang out with normal people. Just
Are
not,
you hanging
not
around my
just
mom
comics.
and dad?
Yeah.
I thought most people liked it.
Yeah, well, I think maybe in our circle, but like...
Since it was a good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's an awesome movie. Yeah.
Cameron Diaz's best movie by leaps and bounds.
Yeah.
I
Love
won't
it.
argue with that.
So, 50 Shades of Grey. I know you guys saw it, right? You read the book. Come on, man.
Yeah, I did.
I
I haven't gotten
didn't
past
either.
page 100 because it's amazing.
The author is this E.L. James, and she was just this frustrated housewife who had never written a book before, and then blows up with this incredible success. All 3 books going gangsters, and now they're being movies, and the first movie made a lot of money. So she thought yesterday that she would answer Twitter questions.
Oh, God.
And it started out all right, but then it started going wrong. She got tweets like, what do you dislike more, independent, strong women or the English language? Are girls supposed to form healthy relationships if this is what they're taught is true love? Okay. Is there a safe word which will stop you from writing? How does it feel to have written the only book series that isn't better than Twilight? Okay, whatever.
That's pretty cool.
Awesome.
What's it like telling millions of women it's okay to be in an abusive relationship as long as he's rich? Just asking for a friend. Are you going to answer any of these questions? Let's see. How do you feel knowing you made riches from convincing young impressionable girls that abuse is love? Ouch. Let's see if there's any funnier ones. I need some advice on making a big romantic gesture. Should I put a GPS tracker in her phone and make threats if she tries to leave? Okay. Anyway, I guess she shut it down after a while.
Good
She
call.
was like, well, this didn't go as planned.
Post that to our page, Rusty. That's good. That's good reading.
It's from the Hollywood, Vanity Fair Hollywood. I don't know how to do this technical stuff, Chuck. You'll have to paste it. Do you actually use paste?
I'm all over it.
Because I would think that would hurt the monitor.
All over it, baby. I see what you did there. So, Patrick Ryan Bauer, are we able to talk to Patrick a little bit? Get a little...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
How did you get into comedy? What's your deal, man? Patrick Ryan Bauer, what's your deal?
How did I get into comedy? I was waiting tables, and I decided I didn't want to wait tables anymore.
Oh, good call.
And it seemed like comedy might be something I could do. I wasn't sure, but I was ready to give it a try because my folks did comedy. And I thought, just maybe.
Your parents did comedy?
Yes, they did.
Wow. And they were able to make a living doing comedy?
Yeah, for the most part, yeah. My dad did a lot of show production towards the end. So in addition to doing shows, he was actually putting them on at different places.
What does that mean?
Well, being the booker, essentially.
Ah, okay.
Not a full-on, booker with like 1 million rooms, because he would turn a lot of them over to buddies of his. But he did pretty well on New Year's and stuff like that. He did a lot of special events, that type of thing. My mom, she kind of retired after a while, so for the last, I want to say 10 years, she didn't do comedy.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
She got smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll go with that.
Cool with that. So how long was your dad a comic? I mean, long time.
Yeah. Let's see here. I want to say I was like, I was 2 or 3 when he started, and went on until a few years ago. I mean, basically, so about 30 years he did comedy.
Yeah. Okay. And when did you start? How old were you?
How old was I? I was 24 when I started. I'm 36 now, so 12 years, I guess I've been doing it.
But was it in the back of your brain that you were going to do it before you started? I mean, growing up, you're like, I'm going to be the next Bill Murray.
I never thought about it much growing up. I really liked making comic books, although I never really developed as an artist. I'm not very good at drawing. And really, right before I did comedy, I'd been in his band. I was a musician.
But I suck.
Well, I like writing. I don't know. I think I always knew I was going to do something where I was entertaining people. And being a musician was a lot of fun. And I'll tell you, every night when I get done doing comedy and nobody blows me, I wish I still played music.
Yeah. I'll blow you.
Because they will blow you if you play music.
Yes, they will.
So the MC the other night, who butchered my name and then butchered your intro, we won't name names, but he when he brought you up on stage, he said that you wrote for what recently?
Drinking with Ian?
Yeah, what did he say? Drunken with Ian?
He said Drunken with Ian.
Yeah, so that's good. I'm Chuck Gallup, by the way, and this is a writer for Drunken with Ian. So tell us about that.
Drinking with Ian was great. This is a talk show they did on public access for a long time, and I jumped on board, I want to say around season 4. I just went down there to see if I could help out at all, and just by virtue of hanging around, I ended up doing a lot of the writing for the show, and eventually for the last season being the head writer, which was a little disastrous. Turned Turns out I'm not a producer. That was kind of my unofficial label too.
Oh God! Yeah.
Some of it turned out really well though, but for the time when they were filming in the main room at First Avenue, it was awesome. It was great. And then I ended up actually living with Ian, so we were constantly. I mean, this is part of how I ended up being more and more involved in the show, because my buddy Chris Maddock, he was involved with the show first, and he kind of got the idea into my head that I should come on board and try and help out with this thing. And so yeah, it was like a punk rock talk show where they would do shots, and it was pretty good time.
Was the hope to get it on Comedy Central then, or have a...
There was talk at one point of shopping it around, but I don't think it was ever pursued. Oh, there you go. It wasn't pursued that heavily.
Oh, they did it first half. Cool. I've never even heard of this thing till now.
Oh no, it was legit. There's sponsorship and everything. Grain Bell was a sponsor. Obviously, Stand Up Records. Who else? I'm trying to think. I don't remember all our sponsors. Sorry, sponsors. You were good to us,
and we left.
Looking at it, I mean, it's well put together. It looks like a real talk show.
I'd never seen anything like it when I showed up for the first episode taping of season 4. Looking around, this was actually the first time they had done it in the main room. Was the first time I showed up, and just real cameras everywhere. They had a big crane camera.
Wow.
And I ended up working one of the cameras at that particular day.
Tag, you're it.
This is a bad
sign.
What I was doing. Hey, it's the new guy. I'm just here to watch it. Yep, take a camera.
Oh, it's hilarious. I didn't know what I was expecting when I went there. Like I said, I thought maybe I'd help out. And the first thing that happens, the guy who ended up being a buddy of mine, but this is the first time I'd ever met him, hands me $20. He's like, yeah, I need some Newports. Why don't you get some bottled water?
That's nice.
Like, oh, okay. And then I'm downtown realizing there's just no good place to go buy like a crate of bottled water.
I mean, this looks like a real show. And
Yeah.
So, what happened to Ian?
Oh, he's still around.
Is he still doing the show?
Yeah, he's one of the few people I know that's still alive. It's great.
Do they still do Drinking with Ian?
No more Drinking with Ian.
He went through AA. The whole show went under. Yeah. It was done. Yeah. Sobriety with
We
Ian.
did do an AA episode, actually.
Oh, see? Well, that's good. Yeah, that's awesome.
I mean, yeah, this should be on Comedy Central. That's too bad that... God, I had no idea.
I thought it was great. I was really happy to be a part of it.
And the guest host or the sidekick from the bar the whole time.
Oh, Ollie Stench?
Yeah, do with tattoos. I don't know. Yeah, that's awesome.
Ollie Stench, bartender to the stars.
Oh, that's awesome. Huh. Love it.
Dang it, I missed it. Well, now it exists on YouTube if you want to go check it out, but it doesn't give you any money.
No, it does
now
not.
that it's on.
It never did.
It never did.
Really? They didn't pay
labor
you?
of love.
Yeah.
Those suck.
Make sure
Welcome to the Twin Cities Hit Show, by the way.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome. You get a credit, although it gets screwed up by the MC. Drunken with Ian.
Wow, you're really holding on to that.
No, I know. Just funny. He goes, wait, what's your name? What do you want me to call him? What do you want me to call him? Chuck Gallup. Okay, got it. Hey, please welcome to the stage, Chuck Gallup. Thank you.
Not the worst MC I've ever seen by a long shot.
Oh, no. Yeah, if you've
I've
seen
got
me.
horror stories.
Yeah. Oh, do you?
Yeah. Oh, well.
Yeah, tell some horror stories.
Okay.
I love this. I love despair. This is good.
I was working with a buddy of mine, Steve Mazon. We were doing a gig, and I'm not going to name the name of the MC because he's actually a really cool guy. He's come a long way, and we are buds now. But I still cannot get over this first impression was just too funny. He does way too much time out of the gate, which it happens. Yeah. So you're not thinking about that too much. And then he goes to read my intro I'm featuring, and he looks at it, and it says, Drinking with Ian, stand up records, Patrick Ryan Bauer. He just looks at it. He goes, "Your next comic is," and he just looks at it for a second. He goes, "Patrick." That's all he says. I'm like, oh, yeah. All right. But I get up, I do my set, everything's okay. And he gets up and he starts doing material again.
Okay. Oh, God.
In between me and the headline.
That's a mortal sin.
Buddy, what are you doing?
Yeah, hey.
And at one point he mentions that, hey, this is new shit. And I'm like, wow, this even gets worse. And it's not going well. And at one point I'm sitting there in the back with Steve, and dude goes, while he's on stage, he goes, yeah, you want to come up here and try it? And Steve looks at me and goes, yeah, me. And finally, after another 15-minute set, he decides to bring on Steve, and Steve comes up. He's got some crap in his hands because he merch and some stuff. And he tries handing him the microphone, but his arms are full. He's like, "Come on, man, can you put that in the stand for me?" And this is what he says to Steve. He goes, "Oh, didn't you hear? Slavery is over."
Oh my God, so uncomfortable.
He got chewed out.
He got chewed out. He wasn't not invited back.
But he learned from it, though, because every interaction I've had with him since then has been very pleasant.
Well, you put on that, for newer comics, you put on that MC workshop at Monday night.
I have done it, yeah. It's one of those things where I feel kind of pretentious for doing it, but, because I've definitely had failures as an MC myself, but it's just, there's certain rules that if you follow, it makes it an easier experience.
So, like, get the names right.
Right, memorize everything. Yeah. That is a huge tool.
Don't try new material, but there's a lot more to it. I mean, I went to that workshop, and you were talking about, try and get 3 claps at the beginning.
You focus the crowd, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's your job. You're a fluffer. You're a big fluffer.
Absolutely, and you got to not worry about how your set's going because, you're really just there to facilitate the show. But the more likable you are, I think the better the show goes. You're there to frame it. It's your show. You're the host.
Yeah. Yeah, damn it.
So, and that's probably the part that I have the most trouble with when I MC. I have definitely over the years had a fairly adversarial relationship with the crowd at times. Which has gotten a lot better lately. I've been feeling so much better lately. It's been a real joy to do comedy, as opposed to before, where it was like, I'm going to do this fucking comedy to you.
Do this comedy to you.
You're going to like it.
Comedy rape. Yeah. So. When you got on the other night, and again, because I was editing my video, and you came up right after me, and you get up there, and you get very comfortable, and there's just a long, drawn-out pause. And then they're kind of looking at you, eyeing you up, and then you wait right into your suicide hotline bit. And it was like, I think we know which direction this fella's going. It's awesome.
What do we think about this breaking news that Christie is now throwing it in officially to be the 16th Republican person trying to get nominated or get the nomination?
I don't know.
Boy, I didn't see that coming. I never thought he had any kind of aspirations.
Because he's so late to it, I didn't think he was going to do it. He obviously said, let me lose another couple of pounds and then I'll do it.
Well, how about if you get rid of the scandal where your staff diverted traffic to...
Well, here's about Christie. Hold on.
Christie's counting on his candor to help vault him back into the top tier. His campaign slogan, telling it like it is, a brash approach that has always been his biggest asset.
I'm the guy who understands this stuff and has done it.
And his Achilles heel.
Are you stupid?
Your rear end's going to get thrown in jail, idiot.
Sit down and shut up.
In his first campaign video, Christie explains why he's so blunt.
I know if my mom were still alive, she would say to me, I taught you that in a trusting relationship, you don't hold anything back.
The 52-year-old governor of a very blue state will argue he's proven he can win over voters from both parties.
Are you into politics at all? Not really.
I go yes and no. It's difficult to describe, I guess. Personally, I remain politically unaffiliated.
Yeah.
My views on things are ever evolving, so trying to pigeonhole myself by belonging to a party sounds like a bad idea.
I liked Christie just because he seemed honest and spoke his mind, but then he was talking about, I'm going to pull back the legalization of marijuana, and he's falling a little more into the Christian values with the gay marriage and stuff. And I'm like, wait, I thought you were the hip GOP guy.
Well, and he flipped. He was a Democrat originally. He was a U.S. attorney, which... he's got impressive stats. He's got an impressive resume, and he understands some of this stuff. But I just can't get past this thing with the having his staff, and I can't absolve him of guilt on that.
He claims he had no knowledge of his second in command doing it.
Yeah, basically they weren't going to support him, so he, as the governor, had his staff divert some well, he didn't, of course. Some of his staff members were convicted of diverting traffic and setting up basically a fake construction project to mess up traffic on a bridge that went into a community because the community wasn't supporting him.
That's
yeah.
That's pretty loathsome.
Yeah, that's old school East Coast politics. Yeah,
Boss Tweed shit right there.
I can't get past that.
I'm going to take away your bridge. See,
Yeah.
You mess with me, I'll mess with you.
I'll mess with you. Ugh. Yeah, so there you go. 16 now people in the running for the GOP nomination. That is a record. Typically, back in the day, there'd be like 6 nominees, and then recently, it's a phenomenon where they're going into double digits, and 16 is a record. It's like, what?
Yeah, nice.
See, I wish we could get people to pay attention to 16 different potential candidates, but from maybe 16 different political parties.
Yeah, that'd be nice, wouldn't it?
There you go.
That'd be more interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see when these guys start debating. It's like, what are you going to... You're all speaking the same thing. How are you going to differentiate between one guy and the other? I guess I like the fat one. That'd be... Christie.
It's like the Futurama episode where the 2 nominees are clones of each other. Literally, they are clones of each other, and they're having a debate.
Yeah. Well, Donald Trump will certainly be different. I just want him to at least get to the debates. I want to see that guy doing the debate. That'd be hilarious.
Painful and hilarious, I guess.
Yeah. The prison thing is finally wrapped up, but more information coming out. The Governor Cuomo talking about that.
In a radio interview Monday, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo said escapee David Sweat has told police that he and Richard Matt were originally heading to Mexico with help from prison.
If they set up a law firm, they'd be Matt Sweat. I would not go to that law firm.
Worker Joyce Mitchell.
They would kill Mitchell's husband and then get in the car and drive to Mexico, on the theory that Mitchell was in love with one or both of them, and then they would go live happily after, which is a fairy tale that I wasn't read as a child.
Governor Cuomo says Sweat told investigators Mitchell was supposed to show up in the getaway car, but after she backed out of the plan, the 2 men took off on foot toward Canada. He says the pair split up 5 days before Matt was shot and killed.
Sweat felt that Matt was slowing him down, as a matter of fact. Now, we know that Matt had blisters on his feet.
Sources say Matt was drunk and ill before he was shot and killed by police on Friday.
After Matt was killed, it just felt like Sweat wouldn't be far behind.
Franklin County Sheriff Kevin Mulverhill says the 2 men were smart. They didn't steal a car or break into any occupied homes and avoided the public. But on Sunday, Sweat broke that pattern.
For whatever reason, David Sweat actually just came out and just started walking down a country road.
And that was a big mistake for him.
Absolutely.
This is the end. Beautiful friend.
Yeah, he finally, I guess, said, F it. I'm not making it to a beach. Didn't he try? He tried to shoot somebody on an ATV.
Oh, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah. And so that person went, there's a crazy man shooting at me.
There's a training video I play in some of my law enforcement classes where we talk about body language and reading people. And there's a convicted murderer who gets out. There's a big manhunt for him, and their cops are everywhere. They've got his picture. They've got his description. One of the cops pulls up on the guy in the dash cam video of the cop doing like a 12-minute interview with this guy who's out for a jog in his white T-shirt and jean shorts, and the cop is like, funny thing is you kind of actually look like the guy I'm looking for. You're not going to believe this, but there's an escaped inmate. The guy's like, no, an escaped inmate? Yeah. You
Wait, this is legit? It wasn't just training actors?
No, this is legit. It's a 12-minute video, and you can see the guy's body language. He's reading, and he's looking behind the cop, and he's looking for ways to ambush the cop and escape, and the cop just keeps saying, shucks, it's probably not you, though. Well, I can't prove who you are. You don't exist. I ran into the computer. You don't exist. I should take you in. Funny thing, I should take you in. But I'm going to let you go. If you see this guy, you call us now. And he drives off. 12 minutes. And that was the guy. I'll try and find it, but it's a great training video.
He drove, so he wasn't just being coy. He was an idiot, the cop.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I thought maybe he was trying to be Columbo on him.
Yeah.
Wait, one more
thing.
It's so funny. I mean, you don't want to be that overly aggressive, overly suspicious cop, but at some point you got to go, this could really be the guy. And I've been in that situation. Like, this could... Oh, my God, it's
was
really
the person in the T-shirt and shorts a black person?
No, white. Yep.
Well, there goes part of the thing right
down
there.
Down south.
Had that been Bill Cosby out for a jock, that man would have been in cuffs.
I think Bill Cosby needs to be in cuffs.
Yeah, anyway, why isn't Bill Cosby
Yeah,
in
wait
cuffs?
a minute. Wait a tick.
He's funny. He's so funny.
Yeah, I'm funny. It didn't stop me from getting tossed in the back of a squad car.
Judd Apatow again. He was on Bill Maher the other day, and he was going. Well, the only thing I can reason, and Apatow was outraged, by the way, and he was a huge Cosby fan, and he's like, now that there's 40+ women out there, that's the level of the love America had for Cosby. I guess it took 40 for people to be outraged. He goes, if I had done this, I'd get 2. I could roofie 2 ladies, and I'd be in prison. If Cosby gets 40, and then they finally go, okay, that's enough.
If I even texted a lady to ask her on a date, I'd probably be in trouble.
And you should be.
Hey, now, I'm barely a predator.
Hey, who is this?
Do you have anything from the police blotter that we could chat about, Chuck? Before we wrap up the show, Chuck likes to bring the room down with horrible crime stories.
How about this one? Excellent. Crookston police officer, Crookston Metro Police.
Crookston, Minnesota.
Yeah. The Minnesota Supreme Court, or Court of Appeals just ruled that a cop can get sued. What happened is the cop showed up at a bar fight and chased a guy into the bar and left his car running. They kind of do a Keystone Cops thing inside the bar. The suspect runs out, gets in the cop's car and drives away. Only problem is he T-boned another car, killed someone. But they're saying the cop is liable for leaving his car running out front.
And cops do that all the time, don't they?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Wait, hold on now. Now, far be it for me to, defend cops.
Far be it.
But in this particular instance, you can't leave your car running?
Yeah, well, especially as I understand,
not just cops, but like a private citizen. I mean, okay, let me ask this: was there like a shotgun in there? Did that type of thing? Was it a cop car, or was it his personal car?
No, it was a cop car.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
leaving that unlocked, probably not.
Don't you guys have like 2 sets of keys where you can leave it running and lock it?
But I think, as I understand, this is a pretty dynamic situation. He hopped out and just ran in after this guy, which happens here and there. But I used to argue with my department, hey, you need something like a passive switch. You can't just start these things up and drive away, because we do just bail out of the car sometimes. Something bad's going to happen. Oops, happened at Crookston Metro Police Department. So, yeah.
So that's going to trial now or something?
Yeah, well, it opened up the door for an actual lawsuit on it. Yeah.
But I don't still though, I don't know. He's the one that got in the car and T-boned somebody.
Yeah.
It's his fault.
Yeah, but there are no deep pockets there. So ultimately, it falls
sad.
on the city of Crookston, which will be bankrupted by this.
How does that stupid joke go where the guy drinks so much and he said he finally did the right thing and he took a cab home? Problem is he doesn't remember stealing the cab. You can use that if you want it.
You know what? It's funny is about half a year ago, this is before I stopped drinking, I would get really good at getting drunk after work, at work, and then leaving my car there and taking the bus home. One night I did this, but I left my keys in the car. Well, okay, so I have 2 sets of keys. I got my car key, and then I got my house keys, because the house key's got like a shit ton of keys on it, so I just leave it in the little center console. Anyway, but I left the house keys in the car. So I get home, and I'm trying to figure out a way to get inside. And, somebody thought I was a prowler. Lots of bored cops took a huge interest. I mean, it was crazy. You would have thought that I had murdered, like, a bunch of people.
And that was the week before. That was nothing to do with the murder you did.
And I felt bad. I was just trying to explain. I was like, look, I got loaded after work, left my car home, took a bus here.
Doing the right thing.
Yeah. Oh, they did not care. Thankfully, my roommate was able to be woken up eventually. Because, and this was my fault, my license had my old address on it.
Mm-hmm.
So they weren't quite convinced. And this I understand. They weren't quite convinced that I lived there. And I'm just watching them knock on her window, and I'm just like, come on, you gotta wake up. You gotta wake up.
Is that Tracy?
Yeah, that would be Tracy. I was like, you gotta wake up. I'm going to jail if you don't wake
up. Please, baby, wake up.
Eventually, I could just see her from the back of the car, and she's like, she looks over and she just nods her head.
Well, you know what? Those are fun calls, because those go, we need some available cars for burglary in progress, and everyone's like, oh, my canine gets to bite someone, I get to point my gun at someone. This is a real crime. And then they get there. No, luckily you're very clean cut. And obviously they're not going to take you as a burglar, but for example,
I was wearing all black. I should add, because it was my work uniform.
Well, you were wearing a mask, and so there was that. Yeah, there was that.
So
speaking of burglaries,
were they angry when they? Dang it, we don't have a burglar.
they were angry the whole time.
Oh, good.
the whole time.
You just described every cop I've ever met.
I
Angry the whole
tried to
time.
be polite, too. It's not like I'm a dick to these guys. I was like, hey, I'm sorry, guys. Didn't mean to waste your time.
Didn't mean to waste your
It's
time.
like, remember your keys next time. I was like, well,
it's your
of course.
fault.
I will try to remember my keys. I didn't plan on this. I don't want to be locked out of my house.
They want to be able to blame
Remember
you.
your keys.
Yeah. They want to be able to blame
Get
you
outta
for
here.
something. That's what they want. Yeah, speaking of burglaries, so 2 men accused of finding a Washington woman's body when they burglarized her home, then hiding the body and assumed her identity. So they broke into her house. When they're there, they happened to find a woman who died of natural causes, and they assumed her identity. Yeah. So
get to the bad part.
Yeah, that 2 men are accused of going to a home to burglarize it. But instead of running away or making an anonymous phone call, they took the body away and wrapped it up and hid it on their property under a bale of hay. That tells you the kind of community we're talking about. Hey, now. The woman's co-workers reported her missing. A few days later, one man is accused of using the woman's identity and credit cards. Officers searched the men's home with cadaver dogs, found the woman's body. They think the burglary happened before the missing person was filed. The house was a random target, and they weren't involved in her death. So there you go.
Where was that?
That was in Washington. Somewhere in Washington, near Seattle.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, at least it wasn't in Minnesota.
So have a fail-safe.
And
if
it
you
wasn't
die,
Patrick.
Yeah. If you
That was
die,
me.
have someone report you, or someone will bury your body. And,
I dare someone to steal my identity. Like, have fun with that.
Declined. Declined.
Well, I think we've killed another hour.
Yeah.
Time to have a cold beer from 3rd Street.
Yeah. That's a very subtle advertising placement. Love it.
3rd Street Brewery.
You know, next time you need a ride home, by the way, Patrick Ryan Bauer, you could always call Blue and White Cab. They actually have an app where you can get on your phone and pre-schedule your pickup. Like, I get off at 11, so I'll be drunk by 11:30. So you could go on and pre-program your app.
But I won't need rides anymore.
Yeah, because you
I
don't drink.
stopped. I don't.
That's kind of bullshit. It's not really helping us with our plug for Blue and White.
Oh, you know what? I'll get off
Could
the
you
wagon
take up drinking
just for Blue and
yeah,
White.
Thank you. This just in. Patrick Ryan Bauer will get off the wagon for Blue and White Taxi. Fully endorses them.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, he can cab it down to the Chart House, beautiful Chart House on the shores of Orchard Lake. We're going to be down there every Thursday this summer. I guess we're going all summer long is now what I'm hearing.
Yeah. Which
down
is
there
good.
at the Chart House.
It's good
All right.
time.
Who do we have on the show tomorrow?
Tommy Ryman, our very first guest, is coming back. Tell us what he's been up to since the show began.
We're nearing show 100, I'll have you know.
I know. Giveaways. I'm going to give away
Hang
this
on to that
Terminator t-shirt.
Terminator t-shirt from the Geek Show.
Yeah. So,
all right.
Okay.
And how can people see you? You said there's an event coming up that can.
Yeah, I'm all over conversions this weekend.
So what does that mean?
It's a big sci-fi fantasy geek convention at the DoubleTree out in Bloomington, and it's a lot of panels and gaming and stuff during the day. It's a lot of fun. There's stuff for kids and everything like that. And then at night, it turns into this insanely huge, raucous party. And let me tell you something about geeks. They can party.
Seriously?
Oh, my God, yes. Oh, yeah, it's fabulous.
And so you as a sober person, you'll be still having fun at this raging party?
Yeah, I don't drink.
Ah, there you go.
Not sober. Big difference. But no, it'll be fun, and there's performances and stuff. I'm doing a few of them. We're doing Monday night comedy show on a Thursday night at Convergence, which
cool.
Not confusing.
No.
Doing something called Double Blind Improv, which is improv games. It's a lot like Whose Line Is It Anyway? I'm doing that on Friday afternoon. Then Friday night, the main event, Vilification Tennis, that is so well attended at Con. It is crazy. There's an overflow room where they got to go people watch it on the TVs instead of actually being able to watch it.
And what is that? What is that?
It's have you ever heard of the Dozens?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically it's kind of like that.
But tennis, you said vilification.
Yeah,
tennis?
where you're volleying insults.
Ah, gotcha,
Yes.
gotcha.
Figurative tennis.
It's the filthiest show I am a part of, and I love it with all my heart.
That sounds awesome.
Sounds like it. And it's this weekend?
It is this weekend.
4th of July weekend.
4th of July weekend.
Wow, look at you guys. All right.
Okay.
Very cool. Go down there and get a room.
Yeah.
Get a room.
Well, you got to get a badge. You won't get a room. Rooms
Oh.
are sold out in all the near hotels.
Isn't this at
Gotcha.
the DoubleTree now or whatever it is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should listen to the show because he mentioned that.
Yeah. When I was a cop, we used to go there all the time over like just weird stuff. It's good stories, and you guys were a pain in the
time.
ass, but it'd be fun to participate in. It wasn't fun to be the cop.
Right. I don't imagine.
Well, we had fun, and now we've killed a Tuesday, and we're going to have more fun tomorrow.
Yeah,
right.
more fun.
The Twin Cities Hit Show. Twin Cities Hit Show.
Twin Cities Hit Show.
Who we kidding? It's a shit show. But anyway, we'll see you tomorrow.
Twin Cities Hit Show.
Well done.